What's up, family? Welcome back to another legendary reaction video. Give this video a big thumbs up, man. It helps crush that YouTube algorithm. It's totally free. So we got the best Larry Bird versus disrespectful youngster story ever told. So let's get straight into the video, family. As usual, I like to let off my thoughts, insight, and perspective. Comment down below yours in the comments. No further ado, let's go.
As Larry Bird played his last handful of games on the 1992 Dream Team, he got called out by some young college superstars for being old and washed up. And one last time, Larry Bird had to prove that even at his advanced age, there's a big difference between being a good player and being the greatest of all time.
Facts.
Because after that 1992 season, after so many years of giving his blood, sweat, and tears to the game of basketball, Larry Bird's body had completely betrayed him, and no one knew it yet, but he had played his last game in the NBA.
I can remember when I first came in the league, Artis Gilmore told me one time, he played for Chicago, he said, if you expect to play a long time in this league, you better quit mopping up the floor. And I thought, well, he's crazy, because that's what basketball is all about, going after the loose balls. But getting a little bit older now and feeling the bangs and the bumps and bruises and all that, I can see where he's coming from, but I can't change my style of play. I got to play like that every night.
You got to respect it, because my man put it all on the line. Every single time he put it on the floor. Hustled, got the ball. It was a complete overall package. I'm not mad at him, man. There's a difference between being mediocre and being great. And Larry Bird is Larry Legend for a reason.
If you go down and get one loose ball that's on the ground, that could be the turning point of the game. And it has been in some instances.
Had back problems. It just gets to the point where you just couldn't play. I mean, you couldn't think, couldn't move, couldn't run. You know, if you can't feel your feet, it's hard to run.
But just before he was about to announce his retirement, a longtime rival asked him to lace up his sneakers one last time. But this time, it would be on the same team in what many people have called the greatest team ever assembled, the 1992 Dream Team.
Facts.
Larry was on the fence because of his back, so I said, man, LB, you got to play, man. You got to play. This is our last chance to be together. He said, Magic, my back is hurting. I said, Larry, you don't have to play 30 minutes a game. You can just play 10 minutes a game. He said, all right.
I remember this. I recall this because just when Magic Johnson had his, his whole health situation, and they just wanted to be on the floor together for the last time. Whatever it is, whatever it took to be on the floor with each other, because they really embraced the competitiveness from each other on the floor, that just being on the Dream Team and playing a game together was just special, And if it's the last, and they cherished it because they knew most definitely it'll be the last.
Play. I said, all I want to do is come down and do a no-look pass to you, and you shoot a three-pointer. We both going to be very happy.
Yeah.
My Magic that time, making the defensive rotation, forcing him to put it on the floor. Bird for three. Yes! His third from downtown.
I just want to say this is just a small step to what our goal really is, to get to Barcelona, win the gold medal, and bring it back where it's supposed to be. Thank you.
What may well be the best basketball team ever assembled. And here they are, moments away from their international debut. In the white uniform, Magic Johnson controls the tip. Here's Larry Bird banking in, goes to the fadeaway. A come-from-behind effort against Canada. Bird for three. Larry Bird hitting his second from downtown. He has 10 points. In the second half, Bird is wide open. That's a
So effortless, bro. Like, who doing that like that? I mean, you got Steph Curry, don't get me wrong, but sheesh.
And even on the brink of retirement, Larry Bird still had a little something left in the tank.
The crowd start cheering. Larry, Larry, Larry.
Larry's so humble, bro. He's so legendary.
reacts to the entrance of Larry Bird. A standing ovation.
Get an open look in transition.
Magic with the pass that misfired. Jordan with the behind-the-back save. Here's Bird. Yes.
They're just toying with them, man.
You just knew that Larry Bird was not going to miss that shot after the great save by Michael Jordan.
I'm going to send a message around the world today that y'all can give it up. You foreigners can give it up.
The final score, the United States 136 and Cuba 57.
And in the gold medal game, the Dream Team beat Croatia, and there was no doubt anywhere in the world who was the greatest team ever assembled.
They won their games.
I want to know, family, excuse this ad. I want to know, how do you guys feel about individuals like ESPN analysis and journalists and stuff trying to compare this 2024 Team USA against the Dream Team back then? Who do you feel like was greater? I got to go with the Dream Team. The competitiveness was there. The hustle was there. And they really wanted to make sure every team, and I remember this so clear and I always laugh at it because Charles Barkley was like, Angola, whoever they is, they better watch out. They better be scared. You know what I'm saying? Because they was looking to demolish any team that came in their way and really symbolize and encapsulate that U.S. strong mentality and that strength of the USA as we are known for being in the United States. You know what I'm saying? That strength, that force, that power, being powerful, a powerful country, you know?
Games, average margin of 40-plus points. A conclusion to their 2 weeks in Barcelona. This group may well be the greatest team ever assembled in the history of team sports.
However, as our old legends age out of the game, there will always be some newcomers to come challenge the throne.
Yeah.
And in 1992, that newcomer was Rodney Rogers.
And the shot comes up.
Oh, my goodness! Rodney Rogers! That may be the best I've seen all season.
You brought up Rodney Rogers, and when I was asked about Zion, I said, for some reason, I see a little bit of Rodney Rogers in Zion Williamson. They were big, athletic guys who were mobile. Do you see Rodney Rogers in Zion?
I do see Rodney Rogers. It makes so much sense now that you said it like that. But Rodney Rogers could shoot better. I had never seen a guy like that strong. I mean, I knew what Country Strong was after I played against him and Corliss Williamson, those guys like that, maybe never lifted a weight but could push a car out the way if they needed to. And so with him, I definitely think Rodney Rogers would be a great comparison for that.
And he said, never really lifted weights but could push a car. Now, it's not wrong with having the natural ability of being highly skillful and highly strong, but you should never be complacent enough where you don't continue to work on being stronger. There's always room to be better. And now it probably makes sense why I don't really know Rodney Rogers, because he wasn't that impactful, even though he did a dunk like that to make a highlight reel. But I don't really know much of him. And I'm not saying he's not great, because obviously he made it to the league, with all due respect. He wasn't that legendary, I'm going to say, from my opinion, wise, because I would have knew him as bigger than what I'm hearing him as. You know what I'm saying? And Zion Williamson, if you want to say they similar, then Zion was champion as this highly impactful. Don't get me wrong, he got some game, but he got complacent in regards of his weight, man. That's a lot of weight, and that's a lot of weight on your feet, and you're seeing the effects of it health-wise, and him being more injury-prone, being a young guy, Zion Williamson,
And when Rodney Rogers was selected as one of the 8 best college players in 1992 to go scrimmage against the Dream Team, Larry Bird gave Rodney Rogers his welcome to the league moment.
But you missed Bird by a couple of years, I think, didn't you?
I missed him by 1 year, but I got to play against him in the Dream Team and to be able to practice with him, see how he worked out, see how he shot, see the junk that he talked constantly. The best was my man Rodney Rogers, strong, fast, quick, athletic, and Bird just set him up in a corner. Someone drives to the corner, stock, and pass out the Bird, and here you see Rodney Rogers take a full sprint. And I'm talking about, how Zion blocked that shot a couple weeks ago?
Yeah.
That's where, where Rodney Rogers came from. Except, unlike the young kid that shot the shot, In the middle of him being in the midair, Bird says, "Welcome to the parachute club, rookie," and watches him go by him, shoots the ball, and kept walking down, shaking his head like, these dumb youngsters, they'll never get it.
And according to some of the guys that played, Larry Bird in the Dream
He got muscle, but he got it. Larry Bird got in his head. Most definitely.
Team basically beat these college youngsters by 100 points. But why was Larry Bird so hell-bent on embarrassing the young Rodney Rogers? Because one day earlier, Rodney Rogers said something that pissed Larry Bird off, and a friendly scrimmage turned into a serious lesson in respecting your elders.
You know, when we played against him in the Dream Team, you know, that whole situation was amazing.
It was 8 of us. It was myself, Bobby Hurley, Allen Houston, Chris Webber, Rodney Rogers, Eric Montrose.
Shout out Rodney Rogers, man. Shout out to OG.
Yeah. And Grant Hill was on that squad.
And I kept calling us the crash test dummies. And they want us to come sit in the car and run up against the wall and see how hard it hurts to play against these guys.
So we get to La Jolla, San Diego, and we check into the Marriott, and we're walking in the corridor, and we see this tall white guy coming down the hall. And I'm like, damn, that looked like Larry Bird. So Larry Bird coming down the hallway, me and Chris Webber, and Larry Bird, you don't realize how big Larry Bird is until you stand up close to Larry Bird.
Bro, if you don't look at that man tall as heck, and I ain't got to stand next to him. Just look at him. Come on, man.
As a man.
Larry Bird legit 6'10". So he walked by us and he says, "Y'all those college guys?" And we was like, yeah, we the college guys. And he looked at us and he said, "Get some fucking rest. It's gonna be a long week," and walked off.
Yo, legend, bro. He give you our advice. I would take it. Don't get big-headed now.
And we was like, what the hell?
And we get back to the hotel, and I remember Bird getting out the elevators like, "See y'all tomorrow, young fellas. See y'all tomorrow." And it wasn't like a looking forward to seeing y'all tomorrow. It was like, no, it was like a see y'all tomorrow, right?
And I remember getting off the plane and I see a sign. It says Mr. Bird and Mr. Webber. And I'm like, no way. And so I get in the car and it's Larry fucking Bird. And I shake his hand. I'm quiet, you know. And when we get out, he doesn't say much. But when we get out, he goes, "Hope you get your sleep tonight because I'm going to bust your ass tomorrow."
Yes.
And I didn't know what to say.
Come on, man. You know, man, because we youngsters, man, I'm 25 years old, but you know, man, it's easy to run real estate in their heads because they're going to take it to the heart. And once you got somebody's mind, you got them. And Larry knew that. Larry knew his game, and he was humble about it. And he knew how to quiet the outsiders and play his game. And these young cats that came in, it's not wrong with being competitive, but you better back it up. And Larry was very great at backing it up. And it left these guys to the point when he did say something, because that's how highly effective it was, because him being a legend and a made man, because made man makes statements. And they say so much, but they say so much with so little. And they leave the guys like this. And you got Chris Webber talking about, I didn't even know what to say. It's funny.
I knew this is a moment you have to say something. And I was like, Larry, your back is already hurting, man. You need to take it easy. And then I run to the room and I call my father. I'm like, "Dad, Larry Bird was just talking shit to me."
So the next morning, we get up and we go to practice. And the Dream Team is practicing. They're finishing up their practice. And then they say, "All right, get loose."
I think this is the college kids game versus the Dream Team.
Stretch out. We're like, okay, we playing? They're like, yeah, we're going to play next. It's the starting 5, I think, is myself, Chris Webber, Rodney Rogers, Bobby Hurley, and Allen Houston.
So we're practicing. We start finding the rhythm. Penny's pinning people's on the glass. C-Web's doing his thing. And I hit a couple threes, and And next thing you know, like the clock stops, and we look up and like we up.
Yeah.
Right. And we're up.
Like the first 15 minutes, we kicking their ass. we running them all out. Bobby Hurley in the lane, killing John Stockton.
I did have some success penetrating and collapsing the defense, and our energy, our excitement to play, all those things played in our favor. You know, what we were doing that day, you know, they couldn't stop it. It felt tremendous.
I don't know if there was ever a more pure or better basketball day for myself or for any of those guys, because we were in a dream playing against our heroes, and we did beat them that first practice.
And then something happened.
I think they wanted to give them the sense of courage or confidence and see if they was going to start ego tripping before they just straight up just disintegrated the whole team. You know what I'm saying?
We're sitting there, and we get back to the hotel. Rodney Rogers says something to, it's a group of them. It's Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, and everybody's shooting the shit. And Rodney Rogers said, "Hey, Larry, you ain't hit a jumper since '84. And we ain't think none of it. The next day we came in, that's when the thing came out that Chuck Daly let us win.
There are kids who believe in Santa Claus too, and the Easter Bunny, and now that they've grown up, I hate to burst their bubble, but it was a game thrown. You know, Chuck threw the game. If you look how he subbed guys.
Very generous.
Not picking up, not making any adjustments. He knew what he was doing.
I love Coach K. That's come on, man. That's BS. They had Chris Mullin, a better shooter than anyone that we had. We really beat him that day.
You're
But
not going to believe him.
the next day,
He ain't trying to believe it.
it's been the only time in my life I've been in a scrimmage and my team did not score in the whole quarter.
Man, the next day it was different.
They went extra hard
It
like
was
that?
different that day. Yeah, you could tell that, you know, they were like, "Come on now, we're gonna let y'all know who we really are."
We showed them why we are who we are. We pretty much beat them by 100.
They couldn't score.
They were smacking the floor, talking shit to us like it was a championship game.
Magic Johnson fed Larry Bird the ball probably about 8 times in a row down court. Larry Bird got the ball on Rodney Rogers, and every time he was about to make a move, he told him what he was going to do. One dribble, pull up, going left, off glass. One dribble, going right, spin, shot, bucket.
My man hitting him with the fundamentals and telling him what he going to do fundamental-wise and still executing. Come on, man. They basically got purged. Come on, bro. Come on. It's their dream team, baby. Come on.
Scored 9 times or 8 times in a row. Left the court to go lay down because he couldn't sit on a bench.
Right,
he had to
I
lay
remember
down
that.
because of his
Exactly.
back.
Right.
And said, "Young fella, look like 84, huh?"
Last time he made it.
Yeah. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, wow. I said, so that's they kicked our ass for the rest of the week. And
It said the rest of the week, guys. They ain't play with you.
Nah, they ain't play with us the rest of the week. And this one I was like, this is a different breed.
These dumb youngsters, they'll never get it.
Hey, man. Got to eat your words somehow, right? I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know you guys' perspective and insight on this. Spread that peace, love, and positivity. Let the love supersede the hate. On that note, family, peace.